I like going down holes and experimenting. It's not what you think. Or is it? By Brandon Elrich. Brandon Elrich is So Gay is a reader-supported publication. To receive new posts and support my work, consider becoming a free or paid subscriber. I talked with Jenny O'Connor during my month-long marathon of live videos in December. Jenny writes Down the Rabbit Hole and Magic and Mocktails. It was a fun conversation, so you should check it out. Click the link in the article. You can also listen to the audio version. I'd never heard the term multipassionate before, but I love it. It sounds better than being labeled as, quote, easily distracted, squirrel, or the negative connotation often and unfairly attached to ADHD. When I graduated from high school, I didn't immediately enroll in college classes as many of my classmates did. I didn't know what I wanted to do, so I thought, why spend money on tuition and books when I can't decide on a major? This doesn't stop many people from enrolling, and I'm not saying it should, but my brain required a plan. I loved language arts, creative writing, speech and drama, band, and typing. I was one of the fastest typists in my class, and my typing teacher suggested that I try court reporting. Her advice was virtually the only help I received with directing the trajectory of my future career path. Our, quote, guidance counselor was also a coach, and in a rural small-town school, which of his roles do you think took precedence? My quotes around the phrase in the previous sentence probably give it away. So the suggestion I got was basically, you type good, do it forever. Made sense to me, and since I didn't have a plan, I enrolled in a court reporting program. Sometimes it's easier to take direction rather than deciding on your own. I attended the first class, and I was the only male, which made me feel a bit conspicuous. It wasn't the sole reason, but after only part of one day, I realized it wasn't for me. I unenrolled, got a refund, and enrolled in the music program at another university. I won't bore you with a detailed description of my entire educational journey, but I think after reading about the experience above, you won't be surprised to know that I didn't end up with a music degree. The point is, actually, there's more than one point. First, I'm indecisive, I think. Also, I have many interests and talents. I can't imagine being stuck in the same fucking career for 50 plus years. If you fit into that box, my hat goes off to you. Also, I don't wear hats. What I'm saying is, I'm not putting you down for doing it. That choice takes dedication and resilience. I might lack one or two of those qualities, or maybe mine aren't as long lasting as yours. Perhaps you settled for the first thing that came along that you were halfway good at, and I decided to experiment more to find what I really wanted. In fact, I'm still experimenting. I started a new publication after the beginning of the year with 0 subscribers. I already gained 2 paying subscribers within the first week, so I'm optimistic about this experiment. Shameless self-promotion! Elrich Unraveling, original stories and verses were the familiar phrase at the edges to unravel unexpected and sometimes unsettling truths, by Brandon Elrich. Wow, how did that get there? Substack goblins, I guess. Where was I? Oh yes, experimenting. If you like many different things, why not try out a few? Money, you say? Okay, so you may have to work at a job you loathe with every fiber of your being, but just for a little while. Experiment with those too, and maybe you'll find one you hate a little less than the others. Once you build up your experiment enough that it becomes an actual business, you can tell your micromanaging boss to shove that monotonous job right up his... Actually, don't do that. You might need it again later. And now, since I mentioned in the video with Ginny that I'd do it, I'll list a few accomplishments or experiments that I've tried in 2025. Started an audio podcast. Recorded live videos. Went on a Midwest Pride tour. Began a cooking show. Gained paid subscribers to my publications. Met a guy from a dating app. Met longtime Medium/Substack friends at a writer's retreat. Traveled to Niagara Falls as part of a 24-hour road trip. Sometimes I feel like my life is rather boring, but I can look back at this list and acknowledge that I've done many cool things. Nothing on this list allows me to shove my other job up into any holes, but I'm hopeful. So, what if I find that one of these experiments earns some decent dough and fills me with more joy than a date with Ryan Gosling? Will I stop experimenting? Maybe, but probably not. I'm not looking for the end. I'm searching for things that prompt me to keep going and enjoy life. I'm pretty sure more of them are out there somewhere. If you like variety and don't like being stuck in a rut, then you're my kind of person. Please consider becoming a paid subscriber for $6 per month or $60 per year. If you upgrade to a paid plan, you can collaborate with me on an article like this one, an audio podcast, or live videos. If you're a fellow creator, I'll also promote your content. Click subscribe now. I appreciate any support you're willing or able to offer.